Hello and welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys, or welcome back. And today we've got the fourth and the final installment of The Lost City. That's Lego set 910042. It is one of the Bricklink Designer Program-Series 3 sets, the first one that we're building on this channel. This one is a big boy. It's got 3,506 pieces. We have done, like I said, 3 other live streams, and we've gotten pretty far. In fact, just a minute here, I'll tell you how many bags we've done. Just got to check with the old instructions. Okay, we're on bag 36, and there are 52. Today, we are going to finish it, and that's because I have a bit of a vacation, I guess you could say, coming up next weekend. So I will not be able to do this for 2 weeks if I don't get it done today. I'm going to see my daughter, my second oldest daughter, graduate from officer candidate school for the U.S. Marines. And that's going to be happening on the East Coast, and I will not be around. So let's go ahead and let's get this done. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch channel or cameras. Excuse me, if I can speak today. Sometimes I cannot. And the reason I cannot speak today is because, that annoying little problem when, you go to bed and you try to sleep and your brain says, not so fast. I've got everything in the world I need to bring up. We need to review it. We need to make a decision. We need to cure world hunger, world peace, and then you can sleep. And of course, if you know anything about anything, that does not ever work out. So anyways, my brain was very active last night, and it stayed active for almost all of the night. And, today it's not so active because I'm tired. And we got John backstage. John, how you doing?
Good. How about you guys doing?
I'm very tired, but I am overall good. As I was just explaining, I had one of those nights where my brain decided that it needed to review everything in the world before I could sleep. Including solving world peace and world hunger and every other problem in my life. Anyway, so yeah, I'm tired because I didn't get much sleep, but I'll be all right because we're gonna get this thing done. And what do you got going on today?
Just cleaning, and I did the soft clean on my stove to get the inside clean, so that took all yesterday. And it actually surprisingly works without setting off my fire alarms. Hey, Greg.
Okay.
Because in the old houses, that they would set off the fire alarms and scare the crap out of the dog. So I'm like, no, I don't want to do that again. But surprisingly, I'm surprised it did not work. It did not do that this time. So now I can clean the inside of the oven more frequently.
How new is your oven?
2016.
Okay. Yeah. I've noticed too, because I've done the self clean on my oven, that the newer ones don't typically set off fire alarms anymore. I don't know what they did different, but something's different.
I left it on overnight, and it seems to have worked. It atomized everything almost.
Okay. I just want to say hello to Greg. He's in the comments. He said hello. And how you doing, Greg?
You need a shave. Just kidding.
Oh no, I actually thought about it last night while I was trying to sleep. I was like, I can't sleep. I might as well get up and do something. And that was one of the things I was considering. But I'll be honest, man. I was like, if I get up right now and do it, my blood's going to start flowing, and I'll be up even longer. So I decided not to. Oh boy, I forgot to turn off the camera thing. Let me go take care of that right now. Yeah, for some reason, if I don't unplug the camera, it likes to do that every, I don't know, 5 minutes.
Hey, time permitting, would you go on Manorama with Rancor Steve?
When is that?
Well, usually Tuesdays at 10 o'clock his time. I mean, 10 o'clock my time, which is 7 o'clock his time. I can't think in those terms.
I've been on Manorama before. The main problem is I don't get off work until 1:30 my time in the or 12:30 my time in the morning.
That's why I said time permitting.
Yeah. But I don't know what's going to happen in the next little bit. Meaning with the house being on the market and everything. I was kind of thinking about a really radical idea. And that's one of the things I was thinking about last night. I couldn't sleep. One of the ideas that I had was to go ahead and pack everything. And when I get to the point where I'm packed, maybe I'm just going to go ahead and go to Texas even before the house sells. And why is this not working? Oh, because I didn't do it right.
Well, that's what people do here. They pack up and leave so the house can be sold.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about just putting everything in the shop, going down to Texas, getting an apartment or something short term, so I can get a job, get established out there, and then when the house sells, I'll come back with the moving truck before the closing date and move all the stuff, because otherwise I'm gonna have to pay for a storage unit for like the Legos and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, if I'm gonna be in an apartment, I'm not going to have room to pull everything out anyway. So I don't see the reason to move it down there and pay for storage.
Get one of those huge storage containers they're using for the ships.
Oh, you mean the
different sizes?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think they have different sizes.
Yeah, they do. In fact, I got a cousin. I mean, I know that we live, inland quite a bit, but I got a cousin who lives in Utah, and his company gets shipping containers all the time by truck, and they sell them. They try. Most of the time, they do not ship them back to China or wherever they come from.
What do you do with them after you're done with the movie? You keep them there for just storage?
I'm sorry, do what?
If you did that, what would you do with it after you're done with all the moving around? Would you keep it for extra storage on the property? I
could. I mean, shoot, just stick it in the backyard and it'd be an extra shed.
Could be a room for Spencer. Just kidding. Wow. Just kidding.
Well, here that wouldn't be such a bad idea, but in Texas with how warm it is. Whew. But yeah, I know you're joking. I'm playing along. Well, guys, I did have a chance to read a little bit of the news of the weird, so we will be throwing that in here. News of the weird always cracks me up because, no offense, but this world is crazy.
I know I'm crazy.
I
know I'm crazy.
Oh yeah.
I want a dog. I know I'm crazy.
Oh, we're all crazy. It's one of the requirements for being on this earth anymore.
And I'm sick of waiting.
Oh yeah, you want the dog? Yeah. Well,
you keep telling me I'm at the beginning of the 18 months. Don't rush it. I'm like, okay.
You're at the beginning of the 18 months. Let me turn this so you guys can see what I'm doing a little better. I don't want to get political, but
political.
I do want to say one thing. I was reading, like I said, I did a little bit of reading before I came on here, and there was this thing saying that there was an article where people were saying, oh well, Donald Trump is trying to ruin Social Security. He's hell bent on ruining it. It's already in trouble. And I'm thinking to myself, look, I'll be honest. I like a lot of what Trump does, but I don't agree with everything he does. I mean, I just don't. Every politician's that way. I'm not the kind of person that just because I like a politician that 100% everything they do is golden. No, I mean they're human. And
I got an idea.
Huh?
He found over 100,000 people that are over the age of 55, still or dead. Cut those off and put that money back into Social Security, in the story, and problem solved.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. Was that okay? So they talked about the people that were like 300, 200 years old and all that, and also the amount of people that are on Social Security outpaces the population of the U.S. Okay, So obviously there's people on there that shouldn't be. And he's trying to clean that up. Now, I'm for that because I don't like waste, number one. And number two, it's like these people shouldn't be getting the money. And I mean, if they're dead or non-existent, they should not be getting the money. And the fact that he's trying to cut off people that are clearly not around anymore should tell you all you need to know about whether he's truly trying to wreck Social Security or not. He's not. Like you said, if he cuts off the payments, then less money's going out of the system and it'll last longer. And so
waste will balance the budget.
Yeah.
And
that's what bothers me, though, when you see these articles and they're making these wild claims that, oh, he's out to ruin it. It's like, really? I'm seeing the exact opposite. I'm seeing a guy who is sincerely trying to just keep things together. I don't know. It just baffles me how much these people hate Donald Trump to the point that they're just saying some stupid, ignorant stuff. So, and I don't really like talking politics on this channel, but I just read that, and I gotta admit, it really did piss me off because it's like nothing can be further from the truth.
They're lying to do their narrative thing. You gotta understand that. And once you cut off the gravy train, everybody's gonna lie to keep it.
Well, yeah, and you know, this is an unpopular opinion probably, but I am so glad they looked into USAID. I couldn't believe the stuff they were spending money on in that organization or that government agency. That's just ridiculous.
Not over yet.
Oh, I know it's not. I hope they keep looking.
Where it's going.
Yeah.
I want to see where it's going.
Yeah. And it also upset me that, what was it, that hurricane in South Carolina, they handed out $700 because they said, oh, we don't have the money. FEMA's out of money. And then they did an audit, and like, what was that? 50-something million for 1 week of hotels for, well, I don't know what to call them. Illegal aliens, undocumented, whatever you want to call them. It's like, you don't have the money to help U.S. citizens that were paying taxes, but you got money to help people who shouldn't have been here anyway. I mean, I just, my mind, it's bonkers.
Watch the way they term everything. It's all about when they call an illegal immigrant, don't call them an immigrant, call them an illegal alien. Don't use the word immigrant. Immigrant implies you're legal.
Yeah,
that's
no.
the part I have problems with the media. They misterm things.
Yeah, they do, and they always try to make things sound so great, like the human infrastructure bill. That kind of sounds like you're doing something cool with infrastructure, like bridges and stuff, but they throw that little bit in there, and it's a bunch of woke ass programs. Excuse my language, but
it's a sloshing program.
It's what?
I call it a sloshing program.
Oh yeah, it is. So, sorry I got really political here, but I just read that and it frosted me just hearing that stupid crap like that. And I won't stand for it. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, like I said, I don't agree with everything that President Trump's doing, but looking at the waste, the way he is, I'm all for it, especially the stuff they're finding. It's ridiculous. And what was that? $2 billion given to Stacey Abrams, the same lady who went after Trump in Georgia, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry.
One too.
What's that?
Not just Georgia, the New York DA too.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I should really stop, but I really just don't like this crap. And Greg says just chilling, planning to get out of the house later. Okay. Well, Greg, do you have any plans on where exactly you want to go, or are you just looking for something to get out of the four walls? And honestly, I could talk about this a lot more because politics is something I really do care about. I know I keep it off the channel as much as possible. But sometimes, you know, I read stuff and it gets underneath my skin, and that's where I'm at today. This crap is definitely underneath my skin. So, but you know what? Maybe I should get my mind off it just a little bit, and maybe I should go ahead and what do you call it? Read you news of the weird.
Before you do that, what did you think of the set that I showed you?
I liked it, John. It was an F-16 or no, it wasn't a 14 because that's a Tomcat.
Actually, the experimental YF-16.
Okay.
They had not been picked yet.
Okay.
Because it was flying off against the YF-18 at the time. That's why the colors.
Yeah. No, I liked it a lot. It reminded me. It kind of looked like one of the. I mean, I know it wasn't a Blue Angels plane, but it kind of looked like
Thunderbird.
What's that?
The Air Force Thunderbirds.
Yeah, I liked it. But I've always been a sucker for. Yeah. I've always been a sucker for U.S. hardware, military hardware. By the way, guys, we're done with 2 bags already. If I didn't tell you that, kind of not keeping up with that. I've been thinking about a lot of other things. And Greg says just to get out. And you know what, Greg? There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'll be getting out of the house here a little bit later. I'm actually probably going to take a nap as soon as I'm done here because
I'm going to do my walking later because it's cooler.
Yeah. I mean, we're still in the spring, so the temperatures, I imagine, aren't getting too bad yet.
No, it's 70. Oh, I'm sorry. 86 degrees already for us.
Oh, wow.
Afternoon is always hotter than the mornings. So I like to try to walk either early in the mornings after the sun goes up or in the afternoons. And you were asking me about how I adjusted. That's how you adjust. Now,
okay.
Take the dog. I do not walk her late after. I only walk her late afternoon when the sun is over the hills. In fact, one of the things I'm going to do different is I'm actually going to bring her around to the neighbors to have her introduce her to the dogs of the neighborhood so they don't get scared by her.
That's good. Yeah.
Rue was friends with that white shepherd I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how he's going to react to and they kind of grew up together. They got them at the same time as I did. I'm wondering how they're going to react.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I do hope that goes well.
That dog is a sweetheart, and he was a shelter dog too.
Yeah, speaking of shelter dogs, mine's outside right now. He's he's just happy with me because I went to Thomas's Market, which is not going to be Thomas's Market anymore. I explained that yesterday. And I bought their 8-piece of cooked chicken and then the plastic thing, and I ate 2 small drumsticks and I threw him 2 thigh pieces, and he's happy. He is just happy as can be.
Fish tonight. I got some cod.
Oh, let's see what just happened. Oh, I got paid. Okay, cool. Sorry, my phone went off.
Got paid. That's always good.
Yeah, I had a Bricklink order come through, and
that was work.
So it was large enough it needed an invoice because once it goes over £1, I invoice it because the system is really just kind of backwards with Bricklink. It's really easy to set up automatic shipping for under £1 because pretty much the Postal Service does a flat rate based on weight across the country if it's less than £1. Once you get over £1, then the zones matter and this, that, the other, and it drives me bonkers. And so I don't know how to set up all those tiers and how to tell it to do this or do that. So I have just elected to have it manually invoiced once it reaches over £1. And that's what happened. Her order is almost £2. And I manually invoiced it right before we started, and I am missing a piece that is clearly not on the table. My goodness, Lego. All right, well, it's not really that important, I don't think. I think we'll get by without it because it's just a decoration piece.
Always rip it off another set.
I probably have a couple out in the shop, but Oh, I'm not walking out there right now. And you said 80 degrees. Well,
86.
dang it. I wished we would break 40 here. It's only let's see what it was here, just disappeared. Let's look. Oh, come on. You got to think about it. It's just the weather. It's 37 degrees and snow starting soon. Awesome.
I'm jealous.
Oh, you like snow?
No, there's just the colder temperatures for even a brief couple days. Although when we get a cold snap, it's brutal because I left all my cold weather gear in New Jersey.
Oh man. Do you ever miss Jersey? Or
Jersey, I miss the damn food.
the food? Okay. I mean, that's fair, man.
I miss my old doctors.
And Ken says, "Good afternoon, Jeff. I'm sitting here watching my super duper favorite YouTube person while playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2." Awesome, dude.
Okay.
Thanks for being here, Ken. And I'll get to Greg's question. He's asking how the cats are. The cats are good. Just a minute ago, when I was before I came upstairs, I guess it's been more than a minute, but when I was coming upstairs, I checked on Spencer and I closed his door so the live stream wouldn't really affect him. And when I did that, Max was laying down next to him, and Max just looked at me like, "This is my dude. Leave him alone." And Max gave me a pretty good glare. And Max cracks me up because he likes to act all tough, but the minute you even look at him, he wants to run away. So he's not that threatening. Max is, oh yeah, well.
That's why I didn't pick those Basenjis, because they act like Max. I'm serious.
I
know now, and a lot cheaper.
Yeah, no, I'm just laughing because I know what you mean.
Beagles weren't the only breed I was considering. I was considering a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. I was considering a Doberman. I was considering a Lab or a Golden Retriever. What other ones was I considering? The Dachshund, those hot dogs. So I was considering a bunch of breeds, but my heart's on a Beagle because I feel cheated.
You know, I do understand that though, John. Because I mean, look, I had my first Alaskan Malamute dog back when I lived in Germany, and I fell in love with that breed. I love the fact they don't bark. I mean, they do, but not really. I mean, hardly ever. And I mean, I end up getting another. It was a husky, not a Malamute. I got him for a short time. His name was Avalanche, and I got him from a shelter. That was a cluster. Didn't work out. He actually ended up tearing up a bunch of things, and the dog was smart enough. He turned on the bathroom sink and flooded on the second floor and flooded the kitchen below, dining room below.
Nose boot for that.
Well, he was way too much. But then again, he wasn't a Malamute. He was a husky. I tried a husky, and so with Enzo, I actually, when I took him to the vet, and I should tell you, I forgot to mention this. I did take him to the vet for his shots about 2 weeks ago, and when I did that, to my surprise, I asked the vet. I said, you know, he looks like he's German Shepherd half and half, and the vet actually told me, he says, no, he says, I think he's more like 3/4 Malamute and only a quarter Shepherd. And I asked him why, and the doctor pointed out some features on him that I had not considered before. Because I'm not a dog expert. I mean, I've had a few, but I ain't no expert. So yeah, I put the wrong piece here. The vet's saying that he's 3/4 Malamute, so I'm gonna go with that.
You got lucky.
Huh?
That means he could spend time in the snow.
Oh, he loves the snow.
Why? I love these videos I see where people call the police on their owners because their dogs are outside just sitting in the cold. I'm like, he's a husky. And the cops laugh their asses off.
Yeah, I actually that happened to me too. I left Enzo in my truck. I was in Idaho, or I'm sorry, Utah, and I left him in my truck in a parking lot. I think it was Lowe's, and yeah, someone called, but it was like 10 degrees outside, so it's not like he's too hot. And I cracked the windows too, and I think that's how they saw him. And well, anyway, they called the cops on me. When I went outside, the cop was there, and he couldn't see Enzo that well because my back windows are tinted. And the cop wasn't a jerk. He just asked me, "Can you see the dog?" So I, rolled down. I went inside and rolled down the windows, and the cop looked at the dog and he goes, "Oh, sorry to bother you," and he left. Because I mean, he's freaking husky, or not husky, but a Malamute, man.
Cop doesn't know.
Huh?
They feel silly. I bet the cop doesn't know.
Yeah, I mean, he was way cool. I mean, look, I know cops got a reputation for being a-holes, and yes, there are a-hole cops, and yes, I've dealt with a-hole cops, but the most of the cops I've dealt with are not a-holes.
No.
Honestly feel like the most of the cops I've dealt with, they're just trying to do their job, and they're just trying to do it the best they can. And unfortunately, with with social media and channels like you, or platforms like YouTube, unfortunately, the bad ones get highlighted way too much.
Yeah,
and
they do get a bad rap, and I'm tired of using the N-word from Germany, if you know what I mean, when it comes to them, or tyrants.
Yeah, no, I do, and I agree with you. I think it's just a bad rap. I think you said it right. But I honestly just feel like most cops just want to do their job, and they're just trying to support their families or whatever they got going on, and that's it. And but that doesn't get views. Having cops just being cops and being normal traffic stops, that doesn't get views on YouTube, so that's not what gets highlighted.
I love the canine cops.
What's that?
I love the canine officers.
Oh yeah. I also like how police officers treat the dogs like they're royalty almost. And you know what? If a dog's going to save your life and be trained to save your life, they should be treated really well.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, I like how they've got their own. Oh, it's funny how they have their own vests and their own badges on the harness things they wear. I think it's pretty cool. And this has taken a while because my computer is struggling with this PDF file, because this PDF file, I am on page 566. And as I get deeper and deeper in this document, it's just crawling. What was I going to say? Anyway.
I keep dropping hints to Rouge Breeder that if he does start breeding again, I would forfeit my $300 immediately. But he says, "Don't do that. I don't want you wasting money." I told him I wouldn't be a waste. At least you're honest with me. I don't trust the new breeder yet. That's the problem. He knows it too.
Yeah, it would be a shame for you to lose your money, but I understand what you're saying. You really like the other breeder so much, and honestly, man, you did really well getting Rue. She was a really good dog.
It was an accident.
I can definitely understand you wanting to stick with something you know.
It was a complete accident. I wasn't supposed to get her.
But it's awesome that you did, though.
Yeah, I'm like, the moment I saw her in the crate, that's how I have to be with the next dog. I have to know. And I explained that to the other breeder. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't care if I lose the $300.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I'm sorry. I'm having brain fog still.
That's brain fart.
Oh, no. Actually, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to leave that alone. Yeah, so my plans for later is my sister's doing St. Patty's dinner. I got to go there, and she lives 10 minutes from Walmart, and I got to do grocery shopping. So I'm going to go over there for dinner, and then after dinner, I'm going to go to Walmart.
I don't understand. I thought that was tomorrow.
Oh, no, it's today, Sunday.
Nobody told
Oh,
me.
St. Patty's Day's tomorrow?
I thought so. I looked it up.
Oh, yeah, it probably is. But because everyone works, she's doing it a day early.
I'll ask Mom if what she's doing for tomorrow.
And look, I'm just repeating what my sister says. We have corned beef and cabbage and a couple other things, and
Nothing wrong with that.
St. Patty's dinner. And my sister calls it I know I'm really white dinner is what she calls it. And I think it's hilarious because I don't see it. I mean, maybe other nationalities do eat corned beef and cabbage. I've never seen it. It usually is a white person thing. So I think it's hilarious that she calls it that. And it's just a joke. So don't get all, whatever. If you want to do anything, hit the like button. That helps the channel.
I already did.
Well, I appreciate that, John. I do.
And I don't like corned beef.
Oh, you don't?
And yet I'm allowed to have it on my carnivore. One is too expensive. I like the amount of fat that it has, but when you cook it, it shrinks up like an old human.
Oh, it does.
So
You're
I'm
right.
like, why am I going to spend all this money on this meat that's going to just shrivel up?
Well, I'll tell you what kind of meat was really good, and that is when I go to Thomas's Market and they've got stuff marked down. And I went there yesterday and they had London broil that was marked down. So I picked up a big old huge piece.
Okay, that's good.
And brought it home, cooked it, and Spencer and I split it. And then they had some smaller, I don't remember the type of meat, but they had smaller little pieces for like $4. And we cooked it up and we gave that to Enzo. And of course, that along with the chicken last night, he's not complaining right now.
You don't even have to cook it for him. He can eat it pretty much half cooked.
Yeah, that's what Spencer was saying. Is that we should just give it to him? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we should try it. I don't know. I get.
Is he there? No, he's not in the background.
No, he's outside right now. I might let him in a few minutes because Enzo's a good dog, but one thing he does that annoys me is that he will start scratching at the back door and the frame and tear it up. I had to when I thought I was selling the house a couple months ago, I sanded down the frame and repainted it, and it looks really good. And I don't want him to tear that up. But right now, he's not even at the back door because I can actually, from where I'm sitting, I can see right down the stairs and I can see the door. And he's not there. He's probably out there. Well, some people will get offended by this, but I'm just going to say it because I think it's funny. Enzo's out there probably chasing bitches. But then again, I'm actually using the word properly, not as a swear word, so get over it.
Yeah, I never get used to the breeders using that word for a female dog.
I think it's funny. And my grandmother, I think I told you, she was from Germany. And, she just didn't understand some of the nuances about culture here. And it cracked me up because I remember the first time we were at dinner and my grandma was just like, pass the weenies, please. And we just started busting up laughing. And the same thing with dogs. She would call them bitches. And granted, she was born in 1910. So when she was around, she was older than dirt. I mean, she's been dead for, 20 years now. But she lived to be like 95. But yeah, she never caught on to those little nuances that language had changed and you can't say things that way anymore. But it was always good for a laugh, though. I mean, hearing this old lady asking you to pass the weenies, the hot dogs. Oh my gosh, I remember that
term for hot dogs, but unlike wiener dogs.
Yeah. And honestly, man, I sometimes I think about my grandma and grandpa. They were just really good people. And I miss their Well, I miss my grandpa's sense of humor. My grandpa was very mischievous.
I just remember a lot of cursing in Italian.
A lot of cursing in Italian. Well, okay. So why is this? Okay, I'm looking at this correctly, but then when I flip it over, it doesn't seem to want to fit. Yeah, it's like bumping the side of that. Why the heck is that? Oh, well, that would be why, because I'm being a little bit silly here. Oh, yes, I am being silly. Okay, never mind, guys.
I need a drink. I'll be back in a minute.
Wait a minute. Okay, if I have it like this, and I do have it right. Okay, do I have the little pegs underneath there right? Something's off about this. It's not working out. Well, John, would you mind keeping people entertained just for about maybe a minute? I am gonna let Enzo in, and
I'll be right there.
okay. Well, I'll wait a second, but yeah, I definitely think I should let Enzo in. He's kind of protesting being out there by himself. So, you guys probably can't hear it because I know I've asked before in the past, but he's low barking at the door, not real loud, just a soft little bark saying, "Hey, let me in, man. I know you're in there."
I'm back.
Yep. All right. Let me. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go get Enzo in the house.
Well, hello from warm Florida. Anybody else out there? Let me switch over to YouTube. I don't like this StreamYard's interface. Oh, Enzo. Here's the good boy. Gotta be with Daddy.
Come here. Okay, sit. Oh well, this is gonna be in the way. Oh, they can see you. How you doing, buddy?
Not too good, Dad. You left me outside.
No, he's actually. I think he enjoys being outside because we still got a lot of snow on the ground. So, okay, so for whatever reason, this is not fitting the way that it should. And I think I just figured out the problem.
Yeah, you didn't connect the hip bone to the shoulder bone correctly.
Yeah, something like that, John.
I said it backwards.
Well, that's why I said something like that. Oh boy. So do you have I'm sure you do, but I just was asking, man, do you have any good memories that you could share about your grandparents?
Yeah, they love to dance to the 70s music. I remember them dancing the hustle all the time.
Okay. Did you live close to your grandparents?
No, they lived in Coney Island.
Okay.
Spent my summers out there. That's why I have such fond memories of Coney Island with Nathan's hot dogs, and the pizza is to die for. And it wasn't as built up as it was now.
Yeah. No, I
It
totally hear you on that.
Now it looks like another country took over.
Yeah. I'm actually scared to go back to California because I grew up. I could say I grew up there because I spent most of my childhood there, and I've looked on Google Maps. I haven't been there since 2001, but I've looked at it on a map, and it is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And I just try to imagine what it would look like in person, but I don't know. I don't think I'm curious enough to actually go back.
I would stay away from that.
I don't even want to visit.
Just like Long Island. I don't want to visit Long Island, even though it has some of the best food.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure what they did here. These instructions are not that clear. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm trying to follow the directions for once. No, I'm just kidding. You get old thing about men not following directions, or yeah,
Or reading manuals.
Oh boy, this one does not. I don't. How is this supposed to line up? That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm bending these a little bit, but they're kind of flexible. But that's what the instructions are telling me to do. And okay, so this is the part that I don't get. Okay, did I miss something off of here?
Of course you did.
Oh, I'm talking about me. Okay, no, that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. And the very next step, they've got this going this way. And this is the part I'm not getting. I don't get. Oh, jeez. You know what I'm gonna do? No, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, it's upside down. It is upside down. But then how does it? Oh, God dang. I could not see that for the life of me. Okay.
That's because you're tired.
I am tired.
I'm serious.
Let's see. Cubnan, I just started lurking, listening to some of the earlier chat. I was hoping you stay away from politics. Can't disagree more. This intention is to wreak havoc on Social Security so you can privatize one of its cronies. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't normally talk politics, but sometimes I just don't like stuff. So I will try to stay away. I'll stay away from it more like I have been in the future.
You were just venting.
Yeah, just venting. So, but Cubnan, it is good to see you regardless of politics and what's going on there. It is good to see you. And how you been, by the way? I know you said you've been back to work for a while. I hope that's going well. I'm actually dealing with my sister who she works for the post office, and she took time off for carpal tunnel surgery, and then other issues developed. She had COVID, and her oxygen is just not coming up. And so they've got her off work for another month. So she's not doing very well. But I got 4 sisters, so it's kind of, I know for you guys, when I say my sister, you probably think about the one that I go to all the time in Honeyville, but I've got 4 sisters, so it's hard. And since I don't use their names really on here, I know it's probably hard for you guys. You're probably like, sister, what are you talking about? Which one? And it's like, I know which one, but yeah. Let's see here. Let's do this. All right. You guys have a good time. Perhaps I'll join. Okay. All right. Well, it was good to see you, Cubnan. And like I said, I hope you're doing well with your with going back to work and everything. So
Check private chat.
Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm following directions, but this is chaotic. How does this work? Like this. Okay, cool. I think that's how it works. I don't know. It's a tree. Does it really have to be that accurate according to the directions? Probably not. So
My neighbors returned from Chicago.
from Chicago?
Yeah, they're snowbirds.
Oh, okay.
Last time they were here was when Rue passed away.
You know, my grandparents, I was just talking about a little bit earlier, they were snowbirds too down in Utah, where once a year they lived in Sandy, Utah, which is part of Salt Lake area. And they had a second home down in St. George where it's deserts, like near Arizona. And they'd go down there every year for winter because they did not want to deal with the snow. Okay. All right. Oh boy. I kind of figured this was going to happen. This thing is like way too fragile. Let me see if I can. I might have to just do this tree later because this is like.
Nah.
Well, I'm trying to get it done right now. Okay. Okay, how does this go? Okay, this is supposed to be like this. Okay, we got the tree done. And let's see. So if we have 3 trees, is that a trio? All right. All right. I do want to. We're on bag 40, by the way. And I do. Yeah. All right. We're on bag 40. I want to read a News of the Weird because this one is kind of funny. And let's go ahead. Looking for love. If you're in the Dadur forest in northern Germany, and I probably didn't say that right, you're in luck. The Associated Press reported on March 4th about the bridegroom's oak, a 500-year-old tree that serves as a mailbox for the lovelorn over a century. The custom originated with a couple whose relationship was opposed by the woman's father. They left messages for each other in the tree's knothole and eventually married in 1892. Here's how it works. People send a letter to, I'm not going to read the address, in Germany, and the postmaster delivers it to the tree. Visitors can climb a 10-foot ladder to retrieve a few letters, leaf through them, and choose a pen pal. The resulting pen pal relationships have even led to a few marriages. So there you go. If you're looking for love and you're not finding it, try the oak tree. I don't know. These stories, they get me. All right. All right. Let's continue the build. We've got another 12 bags only. That's all, John. Just 12.
Just 12.
Yeah, just 12. No big deal.
We actually have an old classic on Oxford Blues.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
I have an old classic movie on Oxford Blues.
Oh, okay. Which movie?
Oxford Blues.
Oh, that is the movie. Okay. All right.
With Rob Lowe.
I haven't heard of that, but
When he goes to England and he enters the he's a rower.
okay.
It's an 80s movie. That's why you probably haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I clearly don't remember that one.
It's a classic.
Who stars in it?
Robert Lowe.
Robert Love. Okay, and I think you said that. I'm sorry. I need to find my trucker headphones. I have not been able to find them. I think I just might buy new ones. Because I don't like if I turn up the sound too far, you guys hear the echoing, and I can hear it just fine, but you guys hear echoing, so it's not good. If I turn it down where it's at now, I can hear most of it, but every now and again, I can't hear, and that's when I'm swishing around pieces because I don't hear with background noise. At least that's what I tell my wife all the time, so I don't have to listen to her. I'm just kidding. Good old joke about. And speaking of the wife, there she is. Hi, Miss Chip. How you doing? She says I have selective hearing. I don't think so. I just think I choose not to listen to her. Is that the same thing?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How's everyone this Sunday? Doing fabulous. How about yourself, Miss Chip? How are you doing? What you've been up to? That kind of thing. All the above. I'm actually overall. I mean, yeah, things are stressful with all the things I got going on right now, but at the end of the day, I'm still happy, and I still think things are going the right direction. And I don't know. I was really thinking about that yesterday. Spencer and I had a really good conversation yesterday. We were sitting around dismantling Lego, and while we were doing that, Spencer and I just started talking about various things. And one of the things I brought up was that I honestly feel like I've been really blessed in my life to be surrounded by some really good people. And I'm being accused by Mrs. Chip of having selective hearing. Look at that. Not surprised. That's an old cliche about husbands and wives. And I disavow anything of the sort. Anything. I'm just kidding. We were talking about having good people surround us in our lives. And, I've got some really solid friends. I've known John forever now. Seems like that at least. And, what happened here? I got to flip this thing around. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not paying attention. I've got good friends like John, and I've got, did you tell Natalie that I'm going? She probably did. She has selective hearing. I told her not to tell Natalie. Anyway, yeah, wives can have selective hearing too. But back to what I was saying. I'm surrounded by good people, and mostly, yeah.
I say wives can have selective hearing mostly.
Oh, they do. And I know they don't want to admit it, but hey, it's all good.
My trucker streamer is streaming.
You're who?
The one in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
They shared it out.
Well, okay. Mrs. Chip says she did not tell.
Yeah, but you'll leave her. Just kidding, Mrs. Chip.
Well, I will say that I've got friends like John, my friend Brian that I've known ever since we were toddlers. We're still friends. In fact, he just called me like 2 weeks ago, and we talked for a while about how things are going. His daughter just got married, and she actually lives pretty close to me, only about an hour away. So I might see how they're doing and go visit them. And I've just had a lot of good people that were placed in my life at various stages. And right now, I feel like there's a lot of good people around me. My neighbors are great. The people I work with are great. Just good stuff, And I'm very blessed, and I do feel that way. And Spencer started talking about some of the good people he has in his life, and it was just a really good conversation, really. And I don't think Greg's still around, but he did ask about the cats. Max is doing well. Max has been kind of standoffish with me, and that's because Spencer's around. But it seems like whenever Spencer leaves and I'm home, Max kisses my butt and wants attention. So I don't know what that's all about. Don't care. And we got Buddy. Buddy's been being spoiled lately. He's been allowed in the house quite a bit. Tux has been around too, and he doesn't make an appearance very often. He kind of disappears for a couple days and he comes back. So I think he's got himself a hot girlfriend somewhere.
Is he fixed?
No, he's not.
Oh, you're going to have a problem.
Well, I'm not going to have a problem. I just have male cats. So
I have 25 cats. Oh, he's going to bring them home.
Yeah, I'll bet he better not.
Okay, Mr. BB gun will help. Just kidding.
I used to shoot cats with a BB gun. That's the song off of what is that called? Little Shop of Horrors. The dentist guy. When he's riding around on his motorcycle and that song comes on, that's one of the lyrics is, I used to shoot cats with a BB gun. And Mom said, son, you're going to be a dentist. So, yeah, I don't know if Mrs. Chip heard me, but I was just wondering how her day's going and what she's up to. I've actually, do I got a lot to do around here. I did pay my regular cleaning lady. She ain't been by in a minute, and I paid her this week. She stopped by and she cleaned the kitchen and 2 bathrooms, and I gotta admit, it looks really good. She did a great job, and it's not that I'm lazy. I really have zero time to get to that. So, all right. When I'm looking over here and I see all these bags, I literally do not know how the rest of this is going to fit on here because we don't have that much real estate to cover. And, like this is done over here, done in the front, done over here. We've only got this little section, so I'm not really sure how this is going to play out. I guess we're just going to have to keep going and find out, really.
Yeah, but they just break it up into smaller pieces rather than giving you an additional piece.
Well, I'm not too worried about that, John. I'm just saying, looking at the build, I don't know where it's going to fit, but that's okay. It'll it'll work itself out in the end. So, oh boy. And I think I'm gonna. Well, I don't think I'm gonna lay down and try to take a nap after this. I've got a few hours before I got to be at my sister's, and I
will cut this short and don't sacrifice on your sleep. I'll go over another bag.
Well, part of the problem is I kind of have to get it done today.
Nah, you can always get it done next weekend.
I'm not going to be around.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, the graduation.
Yeah. So I kind of do, but that's okay. I'm all right with all that. I'll get it done. Let's see. We've got other stories I could tell you because I've got News of the Weird pulled up on the other screen. And like I said, I read through a couple of them, not all of them. And there's a story about a dolphin that I thought was kind of odd. And, well, that's the whole reason I like News of the Weird, because it's just odd. So, and let's see. Let's switch over to that. Let's do that. Okay. Dean Harrison and his two friends were fishing in his open top boat on February 28th when a 900-pound bottlenose dolphin crashed into the 16-foot vessel. The men were along the far north coast of New Zealand's North Island when they saw dolphins playing nearby. This one decided to jump on board and say hello, Harrison said. The 11-foot long dolphin's wild movements snapped every single fishing rod we had on the boat and severely damaged the bow. The animal was stuck, so the men alerted New Zealand's conservation agency, which directed them to a boat ramp an hour away. While they motored towards help, they kept the dolphin wet with a hose and a towel. At the ramp, members of the, and I cannot pronounce that, tribe prayed for the dolphin, which they named Tahu, which means sign. Harrison then renamed his boat also the Tahu. Okay. Like I said, News of the Weird. I don't know. Do you like those News of the Weird, John?
Yeah, they just give you a second to think about something.
Yeah, they're a little strange, but
good or bad?
Oh, what's good or bad?
About the story.
Oh.
Say that that's weird.
Yeah. All right. So we've got, like I said, I'm looking at all these pieces we got over here, and it's looking like a lot of what I'm seeing is leafy green. So maybe that's the majority of what we got left is plant life. At least that's what it so seems. So, because like I said, I was wondering, just looking at this, wondering where the heck all these pieces are going to go. But careful inspection says it's going to be greenery. All right. How's the job going, John?
I don't like this new shift, but I'm adjusting.
So did you start your new shift this last week?
Yeah, last Monday. I'm sorry, no, last Tuesday.
Okay.
Just when daylight savings was, and that messed up my entire internal clock.
Yeah. Yeah, so the time difference, and then on top of that, you had a shift change. That doesn't sound too fun.
Well, it's like everything starts an hour later and finishes an hour later. Getting off at 5 isn't that bad. I'm only missing an hour and a half of just time to sleep. You can think about it in those terms. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And they appreciate it. 2 of us made the change for them. So that helped their schedule out. We're hiring new agents.
Now, did they put you on a new account? Is that why that happened?
No, they fired 8 people.
Oh, okay. Were they just underperforming? Were they jerks? I mean, like, what was the deal?
There's a mixture of reasons, from they weren't cutting it to lateness to screwing up and goofing off, everything. They just don't take the job seriously. It's a high turnover job.
Okay.
You can start off with 12 agents for training, end up with 3 by the end of it.
That kind of sounds like where I work. Because we started off with a class of, well, they split our class up, but our portion of the class or hires was 55, and we ended up with 41 by the time we hit the floor. But we've lost a few more. So
then in the actual calls, we'll lose more.
Yeah. By the way, bag 41.
Of what number?
Well, my computer is still like just dragging. Oh. What the heck?
Who's taking your chickens?
Huh?
Who's gonna take your animals?
Oh, I already got rid of them.
You didn't take the machete to them, did you?
No. I put on Facebook Marketplace and
Well, that went fast.
What's that?
They went fast.
Oh yeah, same day. The lady responded like within a few minutes, and she ended up. Oh, I was looking at the wrong area. Okay, I was thinking I was missing pieces. Yeah, she came by. I put it on Facebook on a Sunday, and she got a hold of me that day, and she came by on Tuesday, the following Tuesday, and she picked them up. And I don't know if you guys remember that. I think I shared the story. Maybe I didn't, but that was comical because I've never seen anything like that. Excuse me. So this, you only see their little mess on Facebook. I didn't look at her profile or anything, so I did not know what to expect. She comes over and she's got this big old Ram truck with the dually tires in the back, and I was expecting some big burly guy to come out of there, and out of the passenger side was this little thing. She was like maybe 5'2" and skinny as a rail, and really young, probably 16 or 17 out of the passenger seat. And so I was thinking, okay, there's going to be a big burly guy coming out of the other side, the driver's side. Nope, something even littler. She was about 5 foot, a little shorter, and she jumps out the side, and she looks and she points to the chicken coop, and she goes, "Is that where they're at?" And I said, "Yeah." And she tells the other girl, the little bit taller girl, to go grab the boxes, and they go up to the chicken coop, and she opens it up and she grabs one chicken with her hand, and while she's doing that, my rooster decided to be a butthead and decided to charge her. And with one chicken in her hand, she kind of throws the chicken back. The other girl catches it, sticks it in the box. And got to remember, this is happening really fast. And she balls up her fist and she clocks that rooster right in the head.
I guess she's going to eat the rooster.
Yeah, I think the rooster cooked his own goose, as they say.
So was she going to eat all of them, or just keep them for what?
Well, some of them were still producing eggs, and I did point out which ones. So I'm pretty sure she'll keep those. She didn't really say what she was going to do with them. So it's hard. I don't know. I mean, I imagine some of them are going to end up on the kitchen table, which is all right, especially if they're not producing anymore. Because 2 of those chickens I had, they came with the house, and I don't know how old they are. And I've been in the house almost 3 years. So if they end up on the dinner table, they end up on the dinner table at this point. So
were there animals that you needed to worry about?
Is there what?
Were there other animals you needed to worry about?
The cats, but my good old retired neighbors next door, I've talked to them, and they said as long as I provide the food, they're willing to feed them. So
For how long?
Well, I'm not planning on leaving until, well, I'm not sure exactly when I'm leaving. I'm hoping to stay until the house is under contract. So it'd probably only be like a month.
No chance of getting those strays into a foster home or something like that?
I might be able to get a couple of them because a couple of them will cooperate, but there's one in particular I can never even get close to. Actually, two of them. They'll eat the food, but they won't let me pet them. So those two, I'm not sure how that would work out. I don't know how to get them, but I'm not trying to be rude, but I kind of don't feel bad for them because they're the ones that got dumped here. So,
you ended up with them.
What's that?
You ended up with them.
Yeah, they're not really mine. So, and I never, and I mean, if you look at where I live, if you knew the layout, we're the first neighborhood outside of town. And so I think people they see this neighborhood and they think, oh, I'll just dump my unwanted animal here. And because we do get a lot of dumps, a lot of things dumped here. I've talked to my neighbors and they also have unwanted cats. So
well, it's a common problem. So the dumped cats are a common problem.
Yeah, they are.
What about dogs?
Well, okay, not here. People don't dump their dogs here. However, if you go a little bit down the road, about 2 miles further, there's a town called Pleasant View. And in Pleasant View, they've got where two highways intersect. And people literally call it Dog Corner because, well, that's where people like to dump their dogs.
That's sad.
Oh, it is. And to be completely honest with you, it does anger me because I don't believe in doing that to animals. I mean, look at the one I have. I mean, I got him because he was unwanted, and I don't see a reason to dump an animal. There's proper ways to handle it.
And I'm sure pet control is aware of the area.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that kind of went down the wrong pipe a little bit there. Give me a second to recover. Whew. I should be okay.
I haven't heard from Mom, so I don't know if we're doing anything for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me.
All right. Let's see, where does this go?
I'm not much for celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I'm not either. Honestly, if my sister wasn't doing something, I wouldn't be doing anything for it. Why is this? Oh my goodness. There we go. I got that. Let's try it again. I'm really trying hard, guys. It's just my computer is really slow, and I'm really surprised because I have a gaming laptop, and it normally doesn't go slow like this. But this PDF file is pretty dang big. Oh, was that a dog?
That was not my dog or a dog.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, did you have a puppy you didn't tell us about?
No, not yet. Badly. Because I'd be showing you. What that's what it sound like.
Well, Mrs. Chip in the comments said that serves that rooster right. Well, Mrs. Chip has never liked that rooster. Of course, he's a butthead, or was, I should say, at this point, because I don't think he's still around. You ever had chickens before, John?
Live chickens? No, but my neighbors have.
Okay.
And my ex, of course, because she was the farmer's daughter.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, her father is on a farm in New Jersey, and he used to raise pigs.
Do you know what crops he used to grow?
He never grew; it was cattle, more of livestock.
Oh, okay. That's kind of like what my neighbors here do. They have 5 acres they live on, and then they own another 5 acre plot kind of next to it, and they don't do a whole lot of like crops. They mostly do cows or I should just say cattle because they have both bulls and cows, and they actually got rid of most of them. But yeah, they had 3 bulls out there at one time.
I've been seeing videos of all the truckers in your area where the wind gusts are up to 70 miles an hour.
Oh, I didn't realize.
They're actually blowing the tractor trailers around.
Man, I didn't. I mean, I know we get high winds, but I didn't realize we were having that problem right now. Since I got the house fixed, because I thought I was selling it a couple months back, it's really weird because I used to be able to hear some of the shingles on the roof a little bit when it was really windy, but I got all that fixed because they tore off a good section of it and redid it. And since they've done that, I can't hear it anymore when it's windy. So, but yes, we do get high winds here for some reason on a fairly regular basis.
About tornadoes.
We've never been underneath a tornado watch since I've been here for 3 years. I know that Utah very occasionally gets in a tornado. So we're not immune to getting them, but we just don't normally get them that often. The big thing we have here is earthquakes. In fact, in 1977, I think it was, there was a strong enough earthquake in this town that it actually 75% of the buildings in this town were damaged in that earthquake. And then there's a story, if you ever want to look it up, the Elkhorn Dam. There's more than one Elkhorn Dam in the U.S., so you got to look for the one in Idaho. They built a dam, and it started filling up. And this is back in I want to say the 1930s, if I remember right. Might have been earlier than that. Anyway, they built a dam, and it was supposed to hold water, of course. And they started filling it when it was done. And for 10 days, it started filling up, and then all of a sudden it disappeared, the water, all of it. And they couldn't figure out why. And so they did some research and found out that they built the dam on an earthquake fault line.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, and that's why the water disappeared. And of course, they tried everything they could to save their investment, but they just couldn't save it. And they ended up pumping, what did they say, $500,000 worth of concrete and rock and stuff in that crack to try to seal it up. But it's a fault line. It's going to keep moving. And it didn't work. And the dam still sits there today, but it's not full. They punched a big hole in it so the river can just go through it. And it's a really neat place to go visit, though. It's kind of haunting in a way. Go visit it. Okay. All right. We're good here. All right. I'm starting to believe that maybe I should revisit this because we're already at an hour. And I mean, I have time to keep going, but
Hour 20.
Yeah, we're at an hour and 20, and I still got quite a bit over here. But it's going to be 2 weeks before I can do it, though.
It's okay. We can wait.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do one more bag after this, and then I'm going to call it because we've got 11 more bags after this one. And
Unless you want to do a marathon for 24 hours.
oh, you know something?
I don't think you can do that.
I've thought about doing that. And in honor of certain YouTubers I know, I've even thought about doing it in a dress. No, I'm just kidding. No, I did not. I thought. Sorry. If Yeti was on here, he'd know what I'm talking about because he did that when he hit 500 subscribers, and it didn't go very well. And I've never let him live it down. So anyway, but that's what you do with your close friends when you're a guy. You make fun of their misfortunes. That's just a guy thing, you know. And if your friend says something rude to you, you find something ruder to say back. Again, just a guy thing.
Oh, my buddy Chris is always managing to do that. And I just say, oh, you can keep going. I don't care.
Yeah.
He thinks he's right about everything. Oh, I hate people like that.
Okay, if this thing will cooperate. Okay, so we're going to build one more dome. So let's fire this off and get that done. And I do have another one. There's one more News of the Weird I want to share with you guys just because this one is really weird. So a guy named James, I cannot pronounce that last name, James 42 of Castle Camps, a village in Cambridgeshire, England, was sick of driving around and sometimes into a 8-foot long, 4-inch deep pothole that had been on the road for over a year. So John, a carpenter, repurposed a pair of jeans his daughter had grown out of, filled the leggings with wood and old shirts, and attached some shoes. Then he fashioned an anchor to hold a contraption upright or upside down, as it were, and put it in the pothole so it looked like someone was head down in the hole. He thought it might spur some action on the hole, and indeed, 2 days later, the county filled the hole. They just fixed the hole, John said. They just got another several million to do in Cambridgeshire. I don't know. I when I read that one, it just made me giggle because, I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat, it worked. He got the pothole fixed, but he drew enough attention to it, I guess. Stranger things have happened, right? I must have severely miscalculated. I really thought we had less bags than this yesterday. Oh well.
Tricks on you again.
Okay. Well, we'll get it done when I come back.
No, I mean your eyes are playing tricks on you. How many bags you have? Playing funny things with you.
Well, it's kind of like the old saying about your eyes being bigger than your stomach.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm guilty of that. I know it's not exactly what we're talking about, but it seemed to fit when I thought of it. All right, so we're getting to the semi-interesting part where I do like these domes tops. They've been. This is one of those sets that I really feel like they went above and beyond to design. Of course, this is designed by a fan, not by Lego. That's probably why it worked out so well. And why the heck did it jump? Shoot, I got to go back. Oh, there we go. Hey, Enzo. He was over there sneezing a little bit.
That's okay. It's cold.
Well, yes, this is going to be our last bag today. And then I'm going to be gone next weekend, but the weekend after we will pick this up and
Absolutely.
we'll finish it off. Oh boy, computer not cooperating.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why my HVAC is on. I turned it up to keep turning it off. I don't need it on. So I have to jack it up to 80 degrees to not use the electric. Weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Also,
It's 84 out.
yeah, what's your I imagine you use your air conditioner a lot there, so I just wonder what's your electric bill like in that area.
Yeah. For half the year, it's reasonable at about $60.
Okay.
And then it jumps to about $115. So that's not bad. I have a small house. It's not a huge place.
Okay. Well, actually, your electric bill is lower than mine.
That's because I turn it up and I try not to use it. But at night, when it's summer out, that's when I use it the most.
Yeah, I can understand that. I don't know if you have the same problem, but I just can't sleep when it's too warm.
Exactly. I toss and turn.
Well, when I first started this, we were in the 30s, and I just looked at my computer screen, and where I am at, we've jumped up to a whole entire 41 degrees, and we haven't broke 40 too much this year at all. So this is kind of nice to.
Is that window opening weather?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear all that.
Is that like there are certain times of the year where I can have my windows open?
Oh yeah. I'm the same way. I love having the windows open just to get fresh air in here.
I do the cross breeze thing. I open my front door and my rear sliders.
Yeah.
And then I have the wind coming in from the preserve.
Okay, I think this goes right here, but I got to turn the page here. Yes, it does go there. All right.
Page.
What's that?
Time to turn the page. I wonder how my Yankees are doing. We have a double game going. Spring training has a lot different rules that I'm not used to. They can have two squads going at the same time.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that until I learned I was following them all year long. It's not just about the regular season.
There we go.
I'll find out later.
All right. Well, guys, I was hoping to finish this today, but I got to admit, I did not finish it. Now, we've got 11 bags left on here, but if you look at this build, this is like the only areas, and I almost want to call them virgin areas, but whatever. These are two areas that are not touched because you can't really put anything really anywhere else. So I don't know where 11 bags of Legos are going, but we've got 11 bags left. I'm out of time because we've been going for an hour and a half. And no offense, guys, I love being on here. I love talking with y'all, but I got my limits and I'm there. So this is what we got. I'm going to be gone next weekend. I'm going to be watching my daughter graduate from officer candidate school for the Marines. So I'll be gone. Visiting my granddaughter, having fun. Spencer's going too, so we're going to have fun. And anyway, that's where I'll be next weekend. So the following weekend, 2 weekends, or 2 weeks from today, or from yesterday, I'll do another live stream, and we'll finish this bad boy off. Then next, we have the other, what do you call it? We have all of the ones from this set, this series, all 5 sets. And in fact, they're sitting right over here. Maybe I'll do one of them community vote things because I know YouTube lets you do that. I have never done one. Maybe I'll do a little quick vote on there and leave it up there for about a week. Let you guys decide which one we're gonna build next. But I'm very excited about these sets. They are a little more pricey than the normal Lego sets, but if you look at them, they also have a lot more detail than the normal Lego sets. So that's the reason for the price. And I really do like these builds. Mrs. Chip just asked how I like the build. I really like it. So far, I love the detail. I love how, they've got like just dark green bricks right here, just in the middle of the build and make it look like it's overgrown. And it should be. It's a lost city. And I love how, I don't know where this thing came from, this little dome top, but they got one on its side with a bunch of greenery around it. I think that looks really cool. And I think actually it's supposed to have come from these arches back here. Maybe at one time it was supposed to be right here. Maybe, I don't know. But I like that. I like the bones are here, and they've got a skeleton in the back here. I love the statues, and I also love the fact that they didn't have the statues completed. I like the fact that they put the head on one of them on the ground to make it look like, hey, it's over time, it just, it became decrepit. But I like that. I mean, I think it adds a lot of character. I love the front steps. I love the water. I love how right here on the side, they've got the water leaking out through a crack, and it's going along here, and it's created a groove in the rocks like it would if it had been running for a long time, which is a lost city. So we don't know how many hundreds of years this thing's been sitting there. So I like that. Again, we got bones here. I love the tree growing through here. I love, again, the dome top. I like this little area here. And as I was mentioning earlier, you've got a full skeleton right there. And you've got, looks like another bone back in there. So I like the set for just the great amount of detail that it has. And if you guys have seen my city builds, I like to do a lot of detail as well. So this fits right up my alley, and I really don't mind paying a little bit more. And I know it sounds like an oxymoron because Legos are already expensive enough, but I don't mind paying a little bit more for a set that gives you a little bit more. And this one definitely, in my opinion, delivers on justifying the higher price, just because the intricate amount of pieces and all of that. So anyway, that's my opinion of the build so far. We do have 11 bags left. I doubt that the 11 bags left are going to make my opinion go worse on this one. I think it'll actually make it better because we've already got a bunch here, and I like how it looks. So anyways, John, I appreciate you spending some time with me today and being on here. I really do. And appreciate everybody else who's been on here. If you would, hit that like button and subscribe. And also, if you want to help me with moving costs, please head over to Bricklink. I've got the link in the description. Buy some pieces from me. You support my habit, support your habit. And in this case, I might be buying a few totes with that money so I can move Lego, because I'm almost out of totes, guys. I had way too many of them at one time, and now that I'm packing my Legos away, I'm finding I'm running out of totes. And anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. Be safe out there and be good to each other. And y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time.